Yo, what's the deal with YouTube? It's your boy Mac, and we back with another little video, another little spiritual video. This video ain't gonna be too long, man. I'm just be tapping in with y'all on a little spiritual mental check. You feel me? Tell y'all a little some of the things that I noticed going on with the world nowadays, man. And trying to kind of just keep y'all up to date, kind of just trying to keep y'all self-aware of, the unaware. I noticed a little thing. I noticed nowadays that, I was out shopping, and I noticed that, this family was walking by me and they were yelling. They had a little kid with them, but they were yelling. I'm like, damn, but their kid just looking at them. And at the end of the day, it was a wife arguing in public. It's none of my business, but they're loud. I keep going, but they still yelling throughout the whole. And that when I'm leaving the grocery store, they still going. But I just that got me thinking. I was like, like people nowadays are, in a sense, I feel like are trapping themselves, are in this mental state where, and you can say like, this can be parents, relationships. I think people are trapping themselves in a mental state of like happiness. I think people are really, really like doing themselves a disservice by, in a sense, trying to put their happiness into somebody else. I noticed that, whenever I'm dealing with personal relationships or whenever I'm dealing with personal feelings of anybody, my families, anybody, it's always a sense of they want to be heard. Everybody want to be heard. Nobody want to be wrong, and nobody want to feel like they a problem. But I feel like the problem nowadays is everybody wants to be heard. Like there is no more middle ground anymore. It's either a you do or you don't. And this can be said with the friend group. This can be said with relationships. Be friend with anything. I just feel like there's an ego, or not even an ego, but just a sense of just level of just wanting to be right all the time. Like in my relationships, I try to stress that, transparency at the end of the day, like, we have to, at the end of the day, we have to be proactive instead of reactive. It's a lot of reactive people out here. And I feel like people lost that sense of being proactive with each other and realizing like, oh, this is where we got because of this is what we wanted as a team. Like, I feel like when it gets manipulated or when it gets looked at as, oh, that you don't feel loved, or a person looked at as, oh, they don't do something, or, people their mental start to go in a different place. And sometimes people can't rebound from that. Sometimes when your mental go to a different place, it shifts your focus of the goal to something where it's like, for women, I know women are a lot more emotional, but for men, I know nowadays, men try to be more logical in a sense, what I'm saying? Or at least me, I can speak for me, but I know I speak for all the kings out there too, salute. We try to be more logical in the situation, like, at the end of the day, like, when you a king, like, you got to understand at the end of the day what's stimulating the person, like what's getting a person rowdied up. Like that's where I feel like has gotten lost, and that's what I was just looking at, even with the men. I feel like just the men out here just became reactive instead of proactivists now. You know what I'm saying? Like you want, even when your lady acting out, you know what I'm saying? You want to have a level of calmness, or you want to have a level of sense of just, you got everything under control, you know what I'm saying? Because and deal with that in a more private place. But I feel like for people to, and this is just not an instance, this is something that I've just realized, like people don't care no more. People don't care that they with their kids and they yelling anymore. Like people genuinely don't. It's a society, like it's a aura thing out here. And I wanted to kind of tap back in. I wanted to tap in because at the end of the day, I wanted to just, let everybody in Loner Nation know, like, man, everybody here got an aura. Like, you got an aura. Even if you're watching this video right now, like, you matter. And regardless if you got $1 million, regardless if you got no money, regardless if you got a girlfriend, regardless if you ain't got, like, if you a girl, if you a man, if you ain't, you a king, man, you a queen. Like, everybody deserves that, you feel me, that level of self-respect. You feel me? It's when you give somebody that, is when they take advantage of it and they step on it. And then it's like, they try to put you, they don't want you in that light no more. They try to take that light from you. But, you can't nobody take nothing from you that you ain't give them at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, regardless of what happened with me, I know I'm a king because that's just my natural aura of everything. Like, can't nobody strip that from me because that's something that I just know. But if I don't know that, then what you say can hurt me. You feel me? And I feel like that is what is the case now with so many people out here nowadays. Like, it's just so much reaction and so much emotion, and it's not enough understanding, not enough calming one another down or something, and getting to that solution. Like, everybody just want to be heard, and everybody don't want to get embarrassed. Nobody want to feel like they're wrong, and I just be just lost. Like, like when did people, or when did like it shift like that? Nobody ever should have to like walk on eggshells. But at the end of the day, nobody should ever have to, what I'm saying, raise their voice. And even with the hate and the resentment, like, people find a reason to just want to single you out and try to, like, you want to always try to stay engaged, in the people, in your people's lives, in your relationships, because, you don't want that lashback. You don't want that something, they may be, you don't want that, how can I put this? That baggage coming from old, past things that you didn't rectify to come up, and now that's why, y'all yelling. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to get on here and tell y'all, like, at the end of the day, man, stay woke. It's a lot of bad energy out here. It's Christmas time. Like, everybody, I know everybody not really feeling the vibe, but I feel like it's what you make it, though. You don't have to have a bad Christmas because you didn't buy your kids any gifts, or you don't have to have a bad Christmas because, your girl broke up with you. You don't gotta have a bad Christmas because you couldn't get your car paid, or you couldn't, like, it don't gotta be like that. Like, or your mindset don't even gotta be like that. It could just be a switch. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you trust in God and you know everything gonna be all right, and you take the necessary steps to know that change gonna come, then why would you be stressing about anything? Why would you let anything get under your skin? Why would you let anybody talk, or why would you try to let anybody try to even talk, but yet still think that they can talk around you with such negativity? You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, when you bring a certain vibe, and when you preach a certain vibe, like, you don't want, I call it devilish activity, because I say, like, the devil don't like God, but when two energies are, clashing, that's because, the devil and the God is mixing each other, and they don't like each other. So that means somebody gotta go. So that's why I ultimately feel like, what's been going on, man, out here. It's a lot of bad energy. It's a lot of people trying to transfer their energy into other people, and don't nobody just synergize their own energy. Synergize your energy, man, because you are what you make today, man. You are what you are what you think. You are what you create in your mind. It all starts from a dream. It all starts from a vision. Manifestation is a big thing. So don't let someone else's manifestation, don't let someone else's, like, actions dictate what you got going on. And what's your future plans? You feel me? Like, the world already negative enough. You feel me? So if you got negative vibes around you, if you got negative aura around you, like, get away from that, or at least make them understand that this is not what you feel me? This is not what we support over here. At the end of the day, it's gonna be all proactiveness, and you want to just try to stay away from reactive people and try to stay on the proactive side, man. Get out of here, man. Y'all boys stay positive. Y'all boys stay up, man. Be safe, man. On the Nation Gang.